Okay, so joins uploaded notes. Okay, so complete notes uploaded now. Yesterday, I said to you one small example I was taken. What is that? If you design your table, the table will be allowed duplicates information, null information, and invalid of data. Like we send 45,000 age, something we are inserting into table, but that kind of value is also accepted. Okay, na? So that is what it was happened generally if you created a normal table. But that kind of tables in real time, no one can accept. So your clients will never accept that kind of table. Suppose you design that kind of table and you will give it a client now. The client will never take that kind of tables. Then how I can go to design my tables? Okay, means I want to design my tables with the proper what we can say accuracy and consistency manner. Like if any user unfortunately he want to insert some invalid of data, that should be not allowed. Okay, now so suppose user fortunately he was inserted some duplicate, that should be not allowed. So fortunately he was insert nulls, that should be not allowed. So this kind of things where it was required in database means for example, if you are a if in this any Java, Python, .NET students are there. So generally, what it was happen, let's just imagine. Are you creating one Java form or one UI something you design like a UI form. And this UI is called as here, okay, simple I can say, suppose it is a registration form are you designing for your website. So in this registration form, you will be taking some contents like enter user ID. Okay, enter user ID. Next, okay, enter some password. Next, suppose enter the confirm password. Okay, right. So suppose designing some form. You are designing some form. You are designing some form. Okay, now? Right. Then after here one function name is okay. Suppose what is my button submit is there. And definitely this information, whatever we registered, this information in your database, we are saving into one particular table. One particular table. Suppose this table is called as a registration table. Registration table, my table name, I just preparing like this. I just, okay, na? Right. When I was prepared like this here, what it was happen, okay? Suppose if I'm not applying any restrictions on this table, what it was happen, okay? The every information what we are inserted here that will be accepted. For example, one user ID will come. He was entered Okay, X, the password is entered 123. Confirm password is entered 123. And you click on submit button. Then what it was happen? This is called a user ID in your table column. This is called as a password. This is called as a confirm password. So now first record when submitted successfully inserted here. So X, and it was saving into 123, and it was saving into 123. Okay, sir, the record data successfully registered. But the second user is come. He is also entered user ID X. He was entered password 1234 1234. Then he was click on this. Again, what it was happened? This information also inserted into your table. But can you tell me any user ID will be having like a duplicates? No. Every user ID should be different. Okay, na? But here X, any number of users came, any number of user will come and create their user ID on the same ID, but the same ID will be saving into databases. So if it was allowed or allocate like this or allowed like this, do you have any problem? Problem is there? Huh? Yes. So when it was problem here, suppose at the time of you login, what it was asking username and it was asking password. And this is called a login button. This is called a login button. Now the user came. He was entered his username is X. He entered username is 123. Okay. Now it will be login. Now tell me, whatever the user ID password is going to be verified by your database first of all. So username is X. So X is equals to X, condition true. Okay. And here password is also 123. And here also I'm taking 123 password. Both people password is also same. Then what it was happening here? Confusion is occurred. Yes. So which person is login? Which person I want to give a permissions to allowed? So this kind of so much confusions and ambiguous problems are occurred. That's why in real time what happened? Maybe passwords are same, but user IDs are different. So this kind of problems will be facing when you are not applying some restrictions on the table. Same as, for example, suppose, are you entered here? Okay, suppose again in the registration forms you can see. Suppose here I'm taking here enter user ID something, and here some text box is there, and here submit button is there, for example. Okay. So for this, I have to prepare one table, and my table name is what now? UID. This is table is what, for example, registration table something. So now he was not entered anything in the text box control. He didn't enter anything in the text box control, but he just click on submit. What it was happen? This request will go to save. Here saved. So without entering any value in my text box, still user is click on submit, then the request is successfully submitted. And what it will be saved in your database table? Null. Null is nothing but what I said? Empty. So empty saved. So these kind of problems are facing. That's why can you see in registration forms, if any field, if you left, and suppose there are 7 fields are there. In 7 fields, 6 fields are you enter some value. 1 field you didn't give it. And when you click on submit, what happened? Anybody identify what happened? So in which field are you not entered your value? There beside only one red color mark will be rise. That is called a validations. What it was saying that you must and should be enter some value into this. So that's why sometimes you can see in registration forms, they will be giving some stars. Star means mandatory fields. So you must be entered some value. Okay, now? So if you enter some value, that value will be saved. If you are not entered any value, directly click on submit. So it will be saving what now? Empty. But empty, if I'm saving like this in my table, what is the use for me? Is there any useful? Not at all. So that's why how you can say if I entered user ID some X and I am also enter X, then what it was saying, this user ID already existing. Okay. So you must and should be enter some value in this field. This field is a mandatory field. So you must be enter some value. So these kind of things or these kind of problems I can go to avoid here. So on my tables, you need to apply one concept is called as what now? Constraints we have. If you apply constraints, what happened? This kind of empty text box value, duplicate values, okay, I can restrict it here. Okay, suppose what I'm going to do. So suppose, are you created now as usual? User ID, okay, some password, some confirm password you're taken out. So now this is your registration form. You created like this. This registration form data I'm going to save into one database table. I created my table also like this. But this time my table I'm creating with the proper restrictions I'm creating. That's called as user ID. That's called as password. That's called as confirm password. But what I'm doing here, on user ID, I will apply a primary key. When I was apply primary key, what it was happening guys here, if first user come, he was registered X and he was entered 1, 2, 3. He was entered 1, 2, 3 and he click on which button? Submit button. When he click on submit button, this data will be saved. X, now 1, 2, 3. Confirm password 1, 2, 3. So your row successfully inserted. If second time, if any other user will come and he want to register and he is also trying to create their user ID X, password I'm giving, confirm I'm giving, I'm clicking on submit. What it was happening here, observe. Whenever the second user came and giving same user ID, then it will be traveling to your database. Database immediately what it will do with the help of primary key, first this value is already existing in my table or not checking. If already existing, then primary key what it will do, it will be stopping your value because primary keys are not allowed duplicates. So immediately the duplicate user ID, whatever user is going to be preparing here, that user ID will be not allowed. It will be rejected. It will be rejected and sending your message, sending your database server message to client application. What is this? This user ID already existing. This is one thing. Next one is what now? Another problem is what now? Suppose if you are not entered anything, if you are not entered anything and I will go to submit, I not entered even the user ID, password, confirm password. Otherwise, these two are I entered, but user ID not entered. Okay, if you click on submit, then this request will go to this table. Then primary key will checking that is there any nulls are existing or not checking. If it is not, then what it was primary key, what it will do, the nulls are not allowed. Because the primary key nature is what now? Not only restricted duplicates, it will be restricted nulls also. That means empties are not allowed. So this problem is also we can overcome. So this kind of some real life or real time, okay, scenarios, level or scenarios, your constraints are one of the major important roles will be played. Understand now? So that's why especially Java, .NET, Python, PHP, who are working on web applications, who are working on Windows Form applications, they must be have the good knowledge of constraints. When you have a good knowledge of constraints, these kind of duplicate problems, this kind of empty problems we can overcome. Okay, na? So that is importance of your constraints. But sir, how my table should be maintained? Proper accuracy and consistency, how data can be maintained means there is a one concept is there here. The concept is called as what now? Data integrity. Now take siding. Data integrity. So what is data integrity? Okay, what is data integrity means? To maintain accurate and consistency data in database table. So accurate means what now? Exactly whatever you wanted. Consistency is nothing but the regularity of data. That means don't allow any duplicates, don't allow any nulls, don't allow the invalid of data. Okay, if user try to insert duplicate, not allowed. Try to insert nulls, not allowed. Try to insert invalid of data, not allowed. Okay, so that kind of restrictions, if you want to provide, then only you will get a accurate information. Okay, now, so that technique and mechanism is called as what now? Data integrity. But this data integrity, okay, how I can achieve means there are two ways are there, two achievements or to achieve this. What is that? Declarative data integrity is one thing, and it can be implementing by using what now? Constraints. Constraints is a part of SQL language. Second one is called as here procedural integrity. Procedural integrity. Procedural data integrity is second one. So this can be implemented. This can be implementing by using triggers. And triggers is a part of PLSQL. Okay, right. These are two ways, the two ways to maintain my data with accurate and consistency of data. If you want to maintain, there are two mechanisms here, declarative and procedural. Declarative, we are implementing by using of constants keys. Okay, now, and this is a part of SQL language. And procedure means what now? User defined. So that means every requirement is not possible to fulfill by using predefined. Yes or no? So when our requirements are not reached by the help of predefined methods, predefined data types. Okay. So there, what we want to do, we are creating our own methods. We are creating our own data types. Okay. Now to implement our requirements purpose. Same like this, the accuracy and consistency, it's not like that in all cases I can manage by using of constraints. Okay. Now, so where we cannot manage, there we can create what now? Triggers. But the triggers, we are not working in the SQL language. Trigger is a topic and concept from PLSQL. So that's why in my second part, I will explain to you what is a trigger. But in this first part, we will discuss about what now? Constraints. Okay, now write down. Take siding constraints. So constraints are nothing but, guys, here. Constraints are used to restricted or enforce to restricted or enforced, the unwanted is nothing but invalid data into a table. So whenever you want to restrict here, then you can. And now there are six types of constraints. Okay. Now constraints are, okay. First one we called a unique constraint here. Second one we called not null constraint, we called. Third one we called as a check constraint. Fourth one we called as a primary key constraint. Fifth one we called as here foreign key constraint. Sixth one is called as here default. So these are total 6 types of constraints, including of default. Somebody default is not given and they're telling that 5. Including default 6, excluding default 5. Okay, no? Right. But these 6 constraints, how to apply on my table structure? On table structure, how we want to apply this? Okay. And how many ways we can apply your constraint on particular table? Okay, no? So almost every database, guys, even though SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, DB2, Sybase, Informix, Ingres, Teradata, MaxDB, okay, PostgreSQLs, almost every database will be supporting 2 types of constants will be applied. 2 ways. 2 ways we apply our constraint. Okay, now one is called a column level constraints. One is called a table level constraints. Okay, now? So now write down. Almost all databases are supporting the following 2 types of, or the following 2 supporting the following 2 levels. In this first one we called as a column level, and second one is a table level. Column level constraints means what, sir? In this level, constraint can be defined on each column wise. Defined on each column wise. Okay, now? So how it is means that, for example, you can go to create our table, and all of you know table syntax here. So create table of, now we can observe carefully, column name 1, and we all of you know suitable data type we should be give it. If size is required, compulsory size also mention. Next one is called as what now here? Column number 2. Next one is called as what now here? Column number 2. Sorry, here you need to apply now. Here you can apply constraint name, comma. Next you applied here column name 2, and as usual, so data type of size. Then after you can apply constraint name, comma, and so on. So that means what it was happen, your constraint can be defined on each column wise. That means individually, each and every column, it will be, okay, individually, each and every column, we can go to apply your constraint. You can go to apply your constraint. So this is what the column level. What about table level, sir? In table level, okay, in this what it was happen. So in this, a constant, in this a constant can be defined, defined after all columns, are declared in a table. That means end of the table, definition. Okay, end of the table definition. So here what I'm saying here, in this, okay, in this a constant can be defined after all columns are defined. So first, how many columns you wanted in your table, that all columns first create. After that, lastly, that's called end of the table definition. Lastly, you can apply your what now? Constant now. Okay. For example, what is the syntax, sir? Careful of the syntax as observed. So create as usual table name. Okay. Then I will go to open my brackets here. Okay. Columns, sir, I'm following here. Otherwise, I can say better to here only I will write here. Again, don't confuse. Column name 1, as usual, data type of a size, comma. Don't use a constant name. Next, we have to use what now? Column name 2. Okay, and you have to data type and size, comma. Like this, you have to define or design number of columns. After that, end of the table definition, then I have to give it what now? Constant name of. This constant are you applied on which columns? Column name 1, column name 2, whatever you want it, on that many columns you can apply here. On that many columns you can apply it here. Okay, na? So end of the table constants are we applied. Right on below. Okay. The two syntaxes carefully identified now. In first syntax, what happened? Every column definition after immediately we are using constant. But here not like that. First you have to define all columns one by one, and lastly you can apply here. Okay, na? So now when we applied your constants in such a way, okay, the lastly whatever we applied here, this kind of constant mechanism is called as what we called as here. Take a comment here. It is called as a composite constraint. Okay. This kind of situation we called as what now? Composite. Composite means what now? A constraint can be applied on multiple columns. Composite is nothing but multiple columns. Here, if you want to write, you can write. That means what now? So applying on multiple columns. Applying on multiple columns. Composite constant means what now? Constant will be applied on multiple columns. Okay, now? Now we can see. This is table level and this is one is what now? Column level. So column level, table level, the both we have it here. So now let you see one by one constant. I will show you in the both cases. Then you will get some idea what is the difference in this. Okay, na? First one, take here. Side heading unique. So what is the nature of unique constant means? Okay, to restricted. To restricted, which values here means duplicate values are restricted, but allowed nulls. But allowed what now? Nulls. Restricted duplicates, but allowed nulls. This is the problem actually. Now you can come out and see if your example. First I will show you column level. Okay, then after you can go for table level. So come to column level example, how it was means that here observe. I just go to connecting to my database now. Okay, right. And how many tables I have in this database now? Check it out. Tab list almost 21 is there. Like test 3 something is there here. Test 1 2. Okay, na? So like there are some tables we have it here. So in this a few tables I'm dropping now, guys. Test 1. Test 2. Test number 3. Like test. Okay, right. So now observe, guys. Now I'm taking here some new table I'm creating. Okay. Now I will be take here test number 1. So careful observe. Serial number, the data type I was applied integer. Now on this, I will apply which constraint? Unique. So whenever this constant is applied on particular column, what it was happen? That column will not allow the duplicates. Okay. But allowed what? Nulls. So like this, suppose same as another column I will take varchar 2 of some size. And here also we can apply unique. So that means now tell me when we observe this one or when you find the statement, what it was happen? Unique constraint I was applied on 2 columns, 2 times. Then it is called individual. Individual columns are? Yes, this kind of creation is called a column level we called. Each and every column we applied a constraint. Okay, now? So now once I executed this one, okay, sir, fine, the table is successfully created. Then you have to test now. Insert into test 1 values of 1 comma a. This is my first record, nothing problem. So it will be allowed here. And if you call your test 1 table is very, okay, the test 1 table is also, your data will be successfully showing us. But second time, can you see if I'm inserted here 1 comma b if I'm inserting now? What do you say? This is allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Why, sir? Here the problem is what now? B is not a problem because B is what now? Unique. Actually, this is accepted. But which one is problem? Serial number, because already serial number is existing here. So that's why Here one point remember, if you have 100 columns, on 100 columns you applied a constants. If any one constant value will not satisfy, then remaining all constants columns data also not allowed. So that means out of 100, 99 is correct, but one is wrong. Then what happened? Complete your registration will be stopped. Is it a? In registration form also same logic. So for example, 10 or 12 contents are there. You are entering all the details. If any content you miss, or if any content you have some wrong, then you click on submit, then your registration success or fail. Fail. So here also same thing. Whatever columns are there, on those columns, whatever constants we applied, each and every constant of value must be support. Then only your row or row data will be allowed. If any one is not mismatch, if any one is mismatching, then data will never allowed. So here the same thing. Name wise, already name is what now? A. I'm sending B. So name is correct, unique. But serial number, duplicate. Because the same number one is allowed already existing. Again you are inserting means that is a duplicate or not? Yes, that's why it was showing some error. What is error? Unique constant is violated. But sir, MyDB 4 PM, this is what it was showing. So MyDB 4 PM means is our username. But what is this, sir? It means that this is called a constant key identities we call. This constant key ID number is automatically created by who? System. That's why it is called a SYS. But sir, this key identity advantage is what, sir? Where I can use, sir? What is the use of this ID, sir? Okay. So this all I will explain to you next sessions, coming sessions. Okay, na? So up to there, you just remember it is a one constant key ID number. That's it. And this number is generated by system. But purpose, usage, what is what, that we will see coming soon. Okay, right. So that means, okay, guys, I didn't allow. Now this one. Not allowed. This time, which one is problem? Name is a problem. Serial number not a problem, but name is a problem. And let me go and see. It is also showing error. But in this error, can you see your system ID number same or different? Different. So that is 170. This is 171. So that means what do you understand? On each and every constant name wise, one ID number is going to be created. Okay, na? Here, how many constants I used? 2. That means one constant I used 2 times, then 2 times 2 different ID numbers are created. Okay, na? So that is identification purpose, but what it is later we can see. So you can't. But now, can I now? Yes, both are unique. So accepted. After accepted, you can come out and call your table. See, 1A, 2B. But is there any duplicates? No. But the problem is what now? In your, suppose, sir, okay, sir, up to here we understand. But the thing is, when I'm using null, what happened? Allowed. When one more time I have to insert, allowed. One more time, allowed. So nulls are any number of nulls can be allowed. But if I was given, okay, sir, allowed, that's okay. But second time, what I'm going to do, okay, what I'm going to do, some 3, some C, if I'm giving now. Allowed, huh? Allowed or not? Yes, allowed. After allowed, you can come out and see the table. Come out and see the table test 1 and see what it was happened. 2 to 3 rows between some gap is created. What it was created? Gap is created. Nulls are created. So this is not look like good. Yes or no? I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it some gaps in between the rows. Okay, when your table is also not looking good. So that's why what I want to do, this is allowed by unique constraint. But now what I want to do, this is I want to restricted. I want to restricted. So how, sir? Okay, that we will discuss. First write down here. This is column level. Okay. Okay. This is common. Okay, now, right. But when come to table level, so table of careful observe guys here, it will be having some law confusion. So table level, okay, how it was going to be checking your data or verifying your data. Okay, now, now come back and see. Suppose the same thing, if I want to create my table level, if I want to create, okay, if I want to create table level, now what it was happening, you can see. I'm creating the table as usual. Create table test number 2. First, my columns are defined. I just defined my columns, okay? Varchar of some size. 2 columns are we defined. That's clear. End of the table, I applied what now? Unique. I applied a unique. But this unique I'm going to applying on 2 columns. Serial number and name column and close. So now in this case, what it was happen? How many unique constraints I used here? 2 unique constraints. We used how many here? 1. One unique constraint. Are you applied on how many columns? 2 columns. Is it clear? This is called a composite primary, a composite unique constraint we call. Composite means multiple columns applied. Okay, fine. So now how your database will be verified your data means that previous column level, what it was happening, individual columns are checking, serial number separately checking whether duplicates are there or not there, name also separately checking. Those are separate. Column level means what now? Every individual column is checking individually. But here tell me, your constant is not individually applied. Your constant is applied as a combination, not individual. As a combination you applied. So whenever your constant we applied on the combination of columns, then data also verified as a combination. Data will never verified here in a individual. Individual never. It is a combination of data will verified. How? Let me come out and see. So now I'm inserting. Insert into test number 2. Sending values. Okay now? Serial number 1 comma A. This is my first record as usual. Allowed, nothing problem. Then you can come back and see test number 2. So allowed, nothing problem. But second time, I'm inserting same combination of data. The combination means 1 comma A. 1 comma A combination already existing in your table now? Yes. But the same combination now again I am repeating here. I'm going to repeat it. So whenever the same combination, if you repeat it to insert into the table, then it is called a duplicate now. Duplicate or not? Yes. So that's why what it was happening, it was showing error. Unique constraint is a violator. But the same thing, can you see? If I'm inserting, allowed? Allowed. Because combination check, not individual. Table level mechanism is different. Column level mechanism is different. So table level, what happened? Combination checking. And now see, whatever the combination I'm inserting into my table 1 comma B, this combination, is there any existing in my table? Existing? No, not existing. Not existing means this combination is called as what? Unique, not a duplicate. This is different combination, not a same combination. So different combination means what now? Unique. So that's why it is allowed. Now we can go and check it out. Allowed? Huh? Yes. But now next I'm asking. Suppose if I send 2 comma A. Allowed? Huh? Yes. Because of reason, this is also not a duplicate combination. 2 comma A combination of data, do you have in your table? No. That means this is a new combination, sir. This is what? New. New means unique. So now it was allowed. But the same combination I repeated again. Allowed? Not allowed, showing error. Understand now? But now I am giving here 2 comma B. Allowed? Yes, it is allowed. But again 2 comma B, not allowed. So now we can go and check it out. Okay. 1 comma A is a different combination. 2 comma A is a different combination. 1 comma B, different combination. 2 comma B, different combinations. Understand now? This is what a table level. Okay. Both are combinationally checking. But sir, this kind of situations where you want to see in real time. Can any real time example, sir? Okay. Let me go. Now I'm going to giving some names here. You just tell that, is it okay or not? Suppose I'm using here India, Australia, India, Pakistan, India versus South Africa. Is it okay now? Clear? What it mean? India is the only one country. India is playing with how many countries? Three countries. With South Africa, with Australia, with Pakistan. So now I'm asking. Now tell me, this is a one match. India, Australia playing. Now tell me, this is a second match or first match? First match. First match means, can I say unique? Yes. Next, India, Pakistan playing. First match or second match? With that combination, I'm asking. First match. So that means this is also unique match? Yes. India, South Africa, first match. Unique. Okay, now? So all are unique. Is there any duplicate? Any duplicate repeated? No. But now, next time I'm asking now. India versus South Africa. Now tell me, this combination of teams are playing first match or second match? Why, sir? Because in this combination already one match was played. Is it understand? Na? So that's why this is, I can't say this one is a unique match. This is what we called a second match we call. Why we call second match means this combination already played. Okay, na? Same combination already played. That's why this is called a second, not a first. That means same teams are playing once again. Yes or no? Same combination are playing once again. So that's why that kind of matches we called a second, third, fourth, fifth. But we can't say unique. Okay, na? So now how we can say like this, same as India, Australia, India, Pakistan. Next, second one. Second one same as Australia, India, Australia, Pakistan. Like you can go to check it out. But is there any duplicate combination is there? No. One more real time. Now you can see. Nowadays vehicle numbers are there. Okay. Suppose one vehicle number is, suppose AP29 BR some number 4332. This is one vehicle number. Another vehicle number AP29 BR 4332. Is it possible? Within the same state, there are two vehicles are having same number. Possible? Not possible. Why, sir? It's a duplicate, huh? Are you considered it is a duplicate? Okay. But now, TS 29 BR 4332. Can I assign this number? Previous number also same now. Previous number, first number, second number, third number, all are same only. Where is different? So, if you given like this is called a duplicate. So, it will be not allowed. Allowed, huh? But this one, TS29, allowed, huh? Not a duplicate. Sure. Not a duplicate. This is called a composite. Yeah. This is not a duplicate. This is what? Unique number. So the unique number is got it now. So how I can save this data in my table? How I can save this data in my table? Like this. What is this here? What is this here? Two columns I defined. This is called a state code. This is called a vehicle number. Is it clear? In that situations, this kind of data, whenever I need to save in my tables, then on those types of columns, you need to apply a table level, not column level. If you apply column level, this mechanism will not satisfied, because column level means what now? Individually checking. Individually checking means it is accepted, but this is not accepted. Understand my point now? That's why in these cases, we are using what? Table level technique. Which technique? Table level. So that is the importance of a table level. Right down below. Okay, right. So this is column level definition and table level definition of your unique constraint. Okay, na? Right. So now, but in these two levels, both levels are having a drawback is what now? Accepting nulls. Suppose you can see, if you come back to your, okay, come back to your, my first table is what now? Test number 1. So here nulls are allowed. Same as if I want to insert here my test number 2, null comma null. Test number 2. Test number 2 means what now? Table level. In this table, it is allowed. One more time you can try. Allowed. So finally, if you see it, 3 comma, okay, B or something allowed, and finally you can call your table test number 2 See, now see, 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, null, null, 3B. So null here also allowed. So null problem is there, na? So how we can overcome this null? Okay. So that we will see in a tomorrow class. Yesterday notes is completed, na? Notes I send it trending notes, but main notes also I'm passing to you. Okay, right. So the constant notes also uploaded. Okay, right, guys. Thank you.
कहाँ पे जाकर भी बताइए बेसिकली